news source. This is your Midday News.
Our in-depth on this Wednesday, authorities cracking down on pill mills in Florida. Our state leads the nation in the illegal doling out of prescription meds, and according to Attorney General Pam Bondi's website, that results in 7 Floridians dying every day and countless others nationwide. But when it comes to cracking down on the issue, do dealers and doctors who divvy out pills illegally get the same punishment? Some say no. One example, a Central Florida woman was arrested for selling prescription painkillers to an undercover officer. The same day, in an unrelated case, 2 physicians were arrested for trafficking painkillers. The woman was sentenced to 2 years in jail, but the doctors will only serve probation. So is there a drug dealing disparity? We go in depth now with medical and legal experts for their take on the issue. And joining me right now is Kent Runyon, who is the executive director of Novus Medical, which is a detox center. You know, when I hear this story, this is just so bizarre that she gets jail time, and yet doctors who are prescribing a far greater quantity get a slap on the wrist. Why is that?
Well, I think what we're talking about with this is it's an issue of justice, and there unfortunately are inequities in our system. It's a complex issue. You have persons with high income who can afford representation in court, different than a young person who's coming out of poverty in a street gang who has less means for representation.
Now, I know what their argument is going to be. Well, I'm a doctor and I can't be held responsible for what people do with the pills after I write the prescription.
Yeah, and you could also make the argument that a person with advanced education and experience should be within their profession, be able to recognize the risks and understand what's happening with those medications as well. Now,
you work with the fortunate ones, and I'm saying fortunate because if they get into detox, at least they have a chance of surviving, right?
We handle the human side. By the time folks come to us, they're suffering, and they're ready for change. And we handle those high dose prescription addiction, and so yeah, we're there to help them hopefully reduce the suffering, give them a detox experience, and give them an opportunity for recovery.
Now, can you intervene in any way with the courts to try to have a sentence less severe? For example, if a judge would say, if you will voluntarily go to a detox center, we will prosecute you as strictly as we did this woman in this particular case?
Novus Medical Center doesn't get involved on the legal side, but we're there to help someone once that decision is made, and we're a resource to them once they've made that life change decision. But we don't actively go to court in that regard.
Do you lobby for lawmakers to look at the law and say, this is inequitable, you need to make some changes?
We are trying to educate. We believe public education on this topic is important. So we are trying to promote information through our website and any other venue that we can to share this. This is an epidemic in our country.
Now, when you say share information, do these people that you know, or this particular woman, did she realize that if she even gave away those pills, she could still be held liable?
I would have to believe yes.
That she did know that, right?
I mean, that's
one assumes that
the law seems to be clear, and they should be aware.
Yet, when, as you said, they've got no money and they have these pills that they're no longer using, you know, you can see why somebody might be tempted to say, well, let me just get rid of these for a couple of bucks. Although I know on the street it's not a couple of bucks, it's a lot of money.
Right.
So what is the message you want to get out now, and who are you looking for as far as help to try to make sure this inequity doesn't continue?
Well, when I think of this issue, I think of it's not uncommon for us to see a professional come into our detox center who was initially prescribed a pain medication to alleviate pain, but it grew into an addiction, and that continued to escalate to the point where it was out of control.
Yeah.
And so we have a two-sided message. One is there's help.
Right.
There are detox centers like ours, Novus Detox, where you can come and we can help you get over these prescription pain medication. We see people from all walks of life.
Right, yeah.
And the other message is we need justice. There needs to be equity in the system. We need to recognize that within any profession, whether it's law enforcement, the medical profession, teaching, we see there's people within those professions, within any profession, who don't turn their backs on the ethics of their field. And so the vast majority of physicians are ethical, moral, compassionate people. But unfortunately, there are some who are choosing to make money on the backs of persons with addiction and are promoting illicit drug use in our country.
Pill mills in Florida, you know, what a horrendous bane on our existence here in Florida to have a title like that. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we hope something gets changed.
Thank you.